Hello and welcome back to another video. I don't know how much of this you're able to hear, but we are at second cut silage for our old contractor. We're in the same field that I was drawing the bales with the 7x11 tipper trailer, but the field is now, it's a bit too soft for going in with a tractor and trailer and putting 4 or 5 bales onto it. So the brother is baling with the 5130. The old contractor has the 6180 with the front loader and the double bed handler, and I have our own trusty little International 674 with our single bed handler. So I'm just about to go out on the road. I'm going to put the camera away and I'll update you when I get back to the field. So here we are on the field, as you saw. I'm after picking up a bale. There's the brother baling, and this is the field in my last video where we had the 7x11 tipping trailer, and we were drawing them from this field to the yard because it's a long distance travel from this field to the old contractor's farmyard. But we didn't get the best of weather the last couple of days, and the ground is pretty soft. It's very soft in patches in this field. So the old contractor, as I mentioned, is in the 6280. He has the double bed handler on the back, and he's bringing 2. I'm bringing 1 with our trustworthy International. And when the brother finishes baling, which won't be for a while, there's a bit left to go, he'll be using the 398, the old contractor's 398, and he'll be bringing 1 bale as well with a single bed handler, but that's only when he finishes over there. But yeah, that's why we are drawing them this way. If the ground was way better, in better condition than what it is now, and we had better weather, we'd be doing it with the 398 and the 7x11 tipper trailer and the 6280, bringing 2 bales on the back, and the front loader would be loading the trailer just like last time. If you don't know what I'm on about, I recommend going back to the channel and watching that video. I think it's one of my first silage videos this year. It's like long distance hauling, or Silage 2023 begins, or something on the lines of that it's called. So if you don't know what I'm on about, I recommend going back, watching that video, and you will very quickly realise and understand what I'm trying to explain here. But I'm heading out onto the road now. We'll get back to the yard and drop off this bale, and throughout this video I will try and get as much content of all aspects, the baling and all that, as much content as I can. But I can't promise anything because we are against time here. We have to get this field done and the bales drawn, because the brother won't be around tomorrow, he's busy, and I won't be around tomorrow either because I'm also busy. So yeah, the road is here. I'm going to put the camera down, and I'll see you back at the farmyard. change of plan. We have a problem with the baler, but it should be fixed. As you can see, there was feck all left to do, and you know, you can see there isn't a whole pile left to do, but the baler gave us a bit of a problem. A chain broke on it, so the brother, the old man, and the old contractor is back at the farmyard fixing it. It is now 8:30 and there's no lights on this tractor. We do have a fuse problem. The fuses keep blowing in this yoke, so I think that's a winter job to look at and fix. But it's 8:30, I have no lights on this. I think when they get the baler going, he's going to finish baling that. So the plan was he finishes baling this field, and then he gets the 398 and a single bale handler. So he brings one, I bring one, and the old contractor can bring 3. So, you know, we're hoping to have a fair kit home with us. We're hoping to have at least all of it home, if not the majority of the bales home. But that mightn't happen tonight because I have no lights. So the brother will finish off the baling, and we'll probably pack up then for the night because it is getting dark. The sun is setting, so the brother is going to finish off the baling and pack it in for the night. And then I think he's busy tomorrow. I also was busy tomorrow, but I might have to change my plans. The brother is off helping another farmer do his silage, so he can't really change his plans. And I was supposed to be topping a field for ourselves, which I can do the following day, so it's not a big deal that. So I think tomorrow I'm going to be spending another day or so with the old contractor, helping him move the bales from the field to his farmyard. So yeah, I'll be at that tomorrow, but for now this will be the last clip you see when it's evening time. So the next clip you'll see, it'll be tomorrow, the next day, during the day, so it'll be all brighter and stuff, which is why I wanted to record this little clip, just to let you know why one clip started off evening and then the next clip it was like it was the middle of the day or something. So instead of trying to explain that in the comments, because there'll be a lot of typing, I'll explain it in this clip, which I did. So I have another bale on the back. I'm going to drive back to the yard, and I might be able to squeeze another 2 or 3 runs, hopefully, before it gets too dark that I cannot see, and then I'll have to pack up. So yeah, I'm going to head back to the yard, do as much more runs as I can, and the next clips you'll see in this video will be the following day, when it's going to be way brighter. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. And we're back. The field is baled. The damage on the baler was a bit more than we were expecting, so that delayed us further, but everything was fixable and everything did get fixed. So the brother finished up baling at around 11 o'clock last night, and the old contractor with the 6280 brought any bales that were scattered around the field into one pile here, as you can see, and we're now bringing them back to the farm. It is currently 9:30. It took me a while to get to the field with a tractor, that I cannot really do the top speed on these back roads because you get shook. So I'm going to set up the camera and we'll get a bit more footage of us picking up the bales from the field and dropping them back at the yard. This is where he's putting the bales. The bales that are over there, that's full capacity now. You can fit no more bales in there. So he sort of fenced off. This was a bit of that field there, but obviously he kind of put the bales down there where he usually puts them because of he's with Board B and all that, so it's too close to a drain for effluent and all that, so he had to just sacrifice a section of the field and put the bales here. And also the temperatures are rising a small bit. When I started it was about 9:30, then we had the tea, a bite to eat, and it's now 1 o'clock and it's getting warmer, and the inside of the cab and the tractor is getting hot as well. I've windows opened and as much air getting into it as I possibly can get into it, but it's still not enough, so I'm outside now for a minute. As I'm updating you as well, I said I might as well update you while I'm cooling off a bit. There is a fan in that, but I think last year or 2 years ago when we were doing the silage, the fuse for it broke, or not broke but blew, and to get to that fuse you have to take all that black section off and then swap the fuse. So yeah, it's a fairly big job to go at, but I think that's another winter job because there's no lights on this. I think I explained already, the front lights, like the dips and the full headlights, these ones here don't work. The side ones do, but the front ones don't, and they used to work, but fuses just kept blowing in it. So we have the plough lights and the beacons ploughed differently, so that when you turn off the tractor and turn off the ignition, they can still be, they'll still remain on unless you turn it off at the switch. But the brake lights or any of the other lights on the tractor, if you turn off the ignition, they'll go off with it. So you know, if we could do something with the fuse and fix that problem, or wire them the same way we wired the plough lights and the beacons, you know, they'll work. But for now I have no lights, so I had to pack it up last night, and now we're back here again drawing more. So I better put the camera back in the bag and get back at drawing, because he should be coming soon and I'm still at the farm here talking. So yeah, I'll meet you back at the field to pick up another bale. There's only 4 bales left, so if the old contractor puts 2 on his double bale hand on the back and 1 on the front loader, which sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't, he'll take the 3 there, and then I can take the 1 when I come back with my single bale handler. So yeah, so there'll be 1 more run with the 2 tractors, the 2 of us. The old contractor and me should bring those 4 bales in 1 run. So yeah. Anyways, let's head back to the farm and drop this one off. All the bales are brought back. So the old contractor on the 6280 brought the 3 bales. He brought the 2 on the double bale handle on the back and 1 on the front loader, and I have the last bale here. Now, as I mentioned, I said he only sometimes brings 3 bales. That's because when you have a bale on the front loader, it's very, very bouncy on the road, especially on the back road, because this field is a bit far away from the farmyard itself, which is why in my last video when we were doing this field, this is the second cut, we had a 398 and a tipping trailer carrying 5 bales, and then the old contractor with the 6280 and the double bale handler and him bringing either 2 bales or 3 bales. It sort of depends. I didn't really time myself on the journey, how long it takes from the farm to the field itself, but it must be 3 to 5 minutes each way. And on a tractor like this, which is its top speed, I think is like 25k or something, I'm not doing 25k on any of the roads, because it's just, you know, they're all back roads, and some of the back roads are just really bad that I'm on. I'm in top gear on the road constantly, but in some patches of the back road I only have half the rev on it, and other times I have it revved up to 2000, so, or 20,000, whatever. But yeah, on the bad patches I have it revved to 15, and on the good patches I have it revved to 20 or just a bit over it. So I'm not doing the top speed, but I'm fairly moving when I'm on the nicer back roads, and I can do in and around the 20 there. But that is the last bale, and he got 75 bales from this field, second cut. That's not too bad now, but I think that's all of the silage that he's doing this year for himself. Obviously there's a couple of contracting jobs left to do, but I think for himself that's it, because he must have the guts at around 200 to 300 bales, because he has a lot left over from last year, and then whatever he cut this year. So, you know, he's a lot cut this year, a lot. I don't know the figure of how many bales he cut this year from the top of my head, but I think I've mentioned it in other videos if you wanted to go back and would go near to the end of them and watch them and sort of do up the sums. But he got 75 bales in this field, second cut, which is not bad going. And also I spot that came loose, so I'm going to have to tighten that up before I head out on the road. I was wondering why it was for the last couple of bales, and I mean the last couple of bales, I must have drew 5, 6, maybe even 7 bales, and the bale handler started rattling a lot more than what it did at the start, and I was wondering what it was. But I haven't been outside the tractor, only to record any outside bits, but I've never looked at the back, so I need to do that up before I head out on the road, because that is dangerous, especially on back roads. And if there's a car coming, or I have to keep in for the old contractor on the 6280 coming in the opposite direction, or if there's people walking and I have to sort of keep as close to the ditch as I can on uneven ground, and this swaying back and forth is a bit sketchy. But we started yesterday as I'm recording this video. Today is Thursday, so we started yesterday, Wednesday, and I wasn't available until after 1, so I think it was about 2 o'clock before we were actually in the field. And I went around with the rake first, the windrower, and I windrowed it all. They weren't going to, because it was it was a bit wet. It wasn't fully dry, but it wasn't too wet. The International here, whatever weight is on the front, was able to lift it. When we cut our silage, our first cut silage on our actual silage field, I mean the bales were wet. I mean, there's 5 bales, the 5 weights on the front of this, and it's able to lift up. For our own silage, I mean, the weights started from here and ended to here. We had 10 or 11 weights on the front. That full red box on the front where the weights are being held on, all of that was used. That was covered in weights for our silage. So, you know, you can really tell that our silage was really, really heavy. Yeah, but 2 o'clock I started windrowing in the field, and it must have took about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to actually go around and get it all windrowed, because there is a few wet spots in it that I had to try and avoid and maneuver around and all that. But we managed anyways, and we got it baled. And then the baler last night packed up, a chain broke, and it had to be one of the chains in the most awkwardest places that had to snap. So I think they spent 2.5 hours ripping the side of the baler apart, and then fixing the chain, and then putting it back in. And obviously there was something bent on it as well that needed to be put back into place. So that obviously took a lot of time, which, you know, 2.5 hours. But I don't think he went back to the yard to get it fixed, and then he didn't arrive back in the field. It must have been 10 o'clock because we got the baler fixed, and then we had a mouthful of tea and a sandwich, and then we head back out in the field, and I think it was 10 o'clock at night, and it must have been an hour baling here at night. So yeah, 11 from about 2 o'clock we started baling. The baler then broke down. We were out. It was out of action for about 3 hours, because we had a quick look at it in the field for half an hour. So the baler was out of action for a total of 3 hours. If that was something we could have done without, but look, that's farming for you, and stuff is bound to break, so you know. And I started here at 9:30 today, Thursday, and it's currently 1:45. That's with a tea break in there as well. And I have to drive back to the yard and dump this. So, you know, it was a busy sort of 2 days with windrowing, baling, drawing the bales back and fixing the baler. It was a busy 2 days. But I'm going to end the video there. So that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please do like it. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe and turn the bell icon on to be notified of every future video I upload. Don't forget to check out my merch and the gate mate. The link to them will be down in the description. And that is it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Take care.